Hey, welcome to low carb meal prep day. I thought I would just come in here right quick and do an intro. David's in there eating lunch. I thought, well, I won't bother him. But we're trying a couple new recipes today, and we're visiting an old standby that some of y'all are going to recognize. So for breakfast, I am making a Monte Cristo. I say Crisco every time. Monte Cristo breakfast casserole. Now, this uses some cream cheese pancakes for the bread, and so it's a two-for recipe. If you just want to make them as pancakes, you can do that, or make them in this casserole. Maybe any other kind of casserole too, you know. I was worried that they might be soggy, but when I just put them up, I let the containers cool completely so they don't fog up and get, you know, moisture. They might be on the dry side. I said already, this was an experiment. I think it would be really good fresh, but I'm experimenting to see if it's good to prep. We shall see. Then for lunch, I'm making Fathead Buns to go with some Boca burgers I bought. Now, these buns did not get big. They are not bun size, but I ate one. They're good. I had forgotten how good that dough really is. And when you see how it's made, you'll just kind of shake your head thinking, how does that work? Now you have to take into consideration, it is not white flour. Therefore, it is not refined and soft and pillowy. It's made with almond flour and cheese. So there is a not a smooth biscuit bun texture, but it's not gravel either. So it's got a good flavor. And then for snacks, just ham roll-ups. You know how you put the cream cheese on the piece of ham and you put a pickle in the middle and you roll it up and slice it? I just made 3 different variations of those. Let me tell you, they're not pretty. So I had one that fell apart. I put green onions, real bacon bits, shredded cheddar cheese. I wish I'd have done them all that way. Absolutely delicious. I wish next time, I'm pretty sure I'll just leave the pickles and the olives out. So anyway, that's what we're having for this week. And so let's just go on to the kitchen. The first thing I want to start with today is the cream cheese pancakes that go in the Monte Cristo, the Monte Cristo breakfast casserole. This recipe is tripled. So we have 6 eggs. You want to put it in your blender or your NutriBullet, one or the other, but it does need to be blended. So we start with 6 eggs, and then we want 6 ounces of cream cheese. And I know this is a odd angle, but the griddle here will be hot, and I didn't want to have to try to move it on the other side of the kitchen. And do not, it didn't say, but I've made things like this with cream cheese in it before. Don't soften it, because it'll just, I think, make it softer when you're cooking it. So just do it cold, straight from the refrigerator. And then we just want to blend this until it is completely smooth. I'm just using my NutriBullet here. Okay. Now, it needs to sit for 2 minutes, it says, to let the bubbles settle down. So let's look and see. Yeah, there's not that many. It almost looks like an eggnog milkshake. So we're just going to let this sit for 2 minutes. This has already preheated, so I'll just let it keep heating. And then we'll start making the pancakes. Okay, now let it sit for 2 minutes, and to me, it's kind of hard for you to tell with my window open. I'm sorry. It kind of looks the same, but maybe if there was more bubbles in it to begin with, it will have settled down. So we just want to spray. Now, one recipe of this makes 4 pancakes, so this is going to make 12, and honestly, I don't know what size to make them. So I'm just going to kind of keep them small. Well, I was going to try to get 4, per side, but they're going to spread enough. I don't think that's going to happen. They probably should be bigger. Listen, this is a test run for me. Now, if you make these to eat as pancakes, the recipe uses some artificial sweetener and cinnamon. It didn't say to take them out for this casserole, but I'm taking them out for the casserole because you put syrup on it to serve it. That's the sweet and salty part of it. And I thought that would be enough sweet for me, just in case I preferred it without it. Without the syrup, I can taste it. But if you put it in the pancake, it's in the pancake. Now, I am going to let these cool on my wire rack because I don't want them to get any more soggy than I'm afraid they're going to be. See, this casserole is going to be hit or miss as far as if it's good for prep, how it's going to hold up. So, it's just an experiment. I thought it sounded tasty. You never know if you don't try. So, I'll hush up and we'll just let these bubble on. See, they're sticking. They started to bubble on top and they're sticking together where I can flip it. So, I'm going to go ahead. And I was not paying attention to the time, so I apologize. The recipe says how long. I'll type it out on the website. Okay, let's check these and see. Yeah, it's done. So, like I say, I'm going to cool these on my wire rack to try to keep them. They're not going to be dry, but so they don't keep steaming, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to continue making all the rest of this batter, and the next thing we're going to do, I think, is start on the Fathead dough buns, because I want these to be completely cool before we do the casserole. So I won't show you any more of these. I'll just go straight into the Fathead dough. Now to get started on our buns. This is called Fathead dough. I don't know right off where it originated, but it is very popular in the keto low carb community. I made it back when we did keto. Well, I guess that was 3 years ago. Have not made it since. So I hope it turns out, especially right here in front of y'all. But it's different. We made pizzas with it, is what we made. I don't recall ever making a bun, but we did make pizza with it. It's a very good dough. If you're cutting your carbs out and you're cutting out your white flour and your bread, this is a very good alternative. So in the bowl, I have 1 3/4 cups of just plain old mozzarella cheese. To that, we're going to add 3/4 cup of almond flour. Let me go ahead and kind of get that around. And then 2 tablespoons of cream cheese. Now I have 2 ounces left from the pancakes. 2 ounces is 4 tablespoons. So 1 ounce, according to the package, 1 ounce is 2 tablespoons. And since that's 2, I just cut that in half. Now here's the strange part. This goes in the microwave for 1 minute. Then we stir it. Then we do another 30 seconds. So when it's time to stir it, I'll show you what it looks like after that minute. Okay, this is 1 minute, if you can see. So we're going to stir this up. See how it's coming together in a goopy dough looking thing. Just kind of get it. The cream cheese. We don't want to overwork it, but we do want to get that cream cheese distributed. Isn't that crazy? Now we want to add 1 egg and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Oh, wait a minute. I think I added my egg too soon. Hold on. I did. Well, you're supposed to go another 30 seconds. I'm not going to, but since I've already added my egg, I missed that part. So we're stopping in a minute. Hopefully that's not going to make a difference. I guess we'll find out together, won't we? Now, let's mix in our egg and our baking powder. Now, I'm going to put it on this board and see if I can knead it together a little bit. Now, since we're going to make 6, this is how I'm going to try to keep them even. Make it into a log and cut it into 6 pieces. So that would be, I don't want to make 8. Y'all know I'm terrible at, terrible at this. They'll be as close as I'm going to get them. I'll tell you that much. Now, let's bring our sprayed baking pan, and we're just going to roll them into little buns. Now, I don't know how they rise. I don't know if they're going to stay this small, if this is going to like be the size that goes on my hamburger. I don't know, but the recipe says it makes 6, so I'm going with it. It's been so long since I've made the pizza dough, I honestly do not remember what they do. You can see they're not exactly uniform. That's how you can tell I made them. And we're going to make these sesame seed buns. You can put seasonings in the dough if you want. I considered putting garlic powder in it, but I changed my mind. I thought I would just have it plain with my burger. You could put the, not might, you obviously could put the, everything with the bagel seasoning on it. Whatever you want to do. So these go in the oven at 425 for, I think it says about 15 minutes or until golden brown. Okay, I'm going to do some fancy camera work here. These are how the buns turned out. This was only 13 minutes, so I didn't let them go the full 15. And they did not get very big, so my hamburger's going to be really big on this bun, so I'll figure something out. I'm not worried about it. Now we're going to slide over here, and here are our pancakes. Now you can see if we should have gotten 12 and I got 15, that the pancakes should have been bigger than what I made them. But since I had not done it, I was not sure. But that's still doable in this casserole. Just for future reference, if you're making them, if you want 4, make them bigger than this. Now we're going to slide over here. Don't you like that that fancy work? Alright, now it says the first thing we do is put a layer of pancakes down the bottom and up the side. Well, I don't see how that's going to happen. It's it makes 3 layers, so I have 15 pancakes, so that would be, well, that'd be 5. So that's what I got, 5. But you're supposed to put it like halfway up. But these pancakes, they're just not big enough, and it says use a 9 by 9. So I guess we're just gonna have to forego that part. I don't see how that would happen, even if the pancakes were 4 big ones. So fingers crossed this is going to work. Then the next step is to use 12 ounces of Canadian bacon. So I'm just using 2 packs of this Jones. It just so happens 1 pack is 6 ounces, so 2 packs was just the right number, and that would be 18 slices. So that's going to be 6 slices on each layer. I think an 8 by 8 would actually work better than this. You know what? You hang on, because I'm going to change this out. Here is my 8x8 that I sprayed. We're going to back up and regroup, because that's just... Now, I know I've never made this before, and far be it from me to question the writer of the recipe, but it's just not quite fitting the way that they said it wanted to. So, let's try this. Now, we'll put our... this. And then this is 1.5 cups of just plain old shredded Swiss cheese. So we want 1/3 of that, which will be 1/2 cup over top. Then we will put another layer of the pancakes, another layer of 6, and another 1/2 cup of cheese. Now I've already reduced my oven temperature to 375. Then finally, our last layer of pancakes. And I am hoping that this holds up well for prep. I really, really am. I hope it doesn't get soggy. Of course, you know I make French toast casseroles, and they bake up fine. We'll give it a go. Looky there. There's 2 left. There's supposed to be 9 slices a pack. Must have been 10, if I can't count right. Who knows? Who cares? This ain't Sesame Street. I don't have the count. 1 Canadian bacon. 2 Canadian bacon. Now, this will go in a 375-degree oven for, let me see, 15 minutes or until heated through. While that is cooking, I say we head over there and make our ham roll-ups. For the ham roll-ups, I'm starting with just cooked ham. I laid it on paper towels to dry, and I patted the top dry with a paper towel because we want our cream cheese to stick. So I'm going to try to do 2 at a time. Now, I softened this cream cheese. I hope it is soft enough. I'm going to start with 1 tablespoon per piece of ham and see if that's enough. Hold on, let me get a different knife. All right, my pampered chef, my little small offset spatula. I might not have got that soft enough. I think I'm going to break that ham. Give me a minute. I'm going to pop this in the microwave and soften it. Gave them 10 seconds. Hopefully that's going to be enough. I didn't want to completely melt them. This one's just going to have to take one for the team. Okay, let's see if this got any better. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. I think 1 tablespoon is going to be plenty. I'm not sure the carbs on that right yet. Everything I made today will have the carbs on the screen and in the recipe on my website. These is not a recipe. I don't even want to put that as a recipe. We have made these our whole life. Every party you ever went to in the 70s or the 80s or the 90s or the 2000s has ham and pickle roll-ups. I'm going to do mine different ways. I have drained my dill pickles and my olives, and I've been letting them sit this morning drying off because I don't want that. I'm going to do 2 with pickles. I don't want that water in here either. Now let's see, do I want anything else with the pickles? We'll just leave the pickles as they are. How about that? See how they look? In case you've never had a pickle roll-up. And of course, when you do them, you know, as an hors d'oeuvre, you put a toothpick in it, you know, for your guests to easily pick up. Now let's do a couple olives. And I think to the olives, I will add also some green onions. I think that sounds pretty tasty. Now these are not the, that one looks pretty good. They're not the prettiest. Oh, that one looks nice. Put that one up. Not the prettiest little snack on the block, but it's just me. If I was having a party, I would take a little bit more time, but just for me, I'm not going to go all Martha Stewart on it. Now this one, I'm also going to do some onions and some shredded cheddar cheese and some real bacon bits. These have no carbs. This is that big pack they substituted for me at Walmart. So I've got bacon bits for days. Let's put these. Look at there. Doesn't that look good? Ooh, that looks good. Well, I have 6 pieces of ham, so that would be either 4 or 5 per day, and I can, okay, that one's falling apart. I'm gonna eat that one. Okay, I didn't get this side rolled up too good. You do a better job than me. I never said I was a pretty cook. So there we go. There's our abstract looking ham roll-ups. Alright, I let the casserole cook for 15 minutes. And since the cheese is melty, I didn't go any further with it. It says it's supposed to be 6 servings, but I'm eyeballing it. I consulted Holly and she agrees. We think 4 servings is more doable. So now, if you serve this right away, it says to put your sugar-free syrup of choice over top to serve it. I will try that when I... Where is my spatula? Hold on a minute. Okay, it was behind me. I will try it when I eat it on like part of it. But I don't want to put it on there to store it in the refrigerator. Well, I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties. There we go. Oh, that looks good. Good and cheesy. Alright, here's everything we did today. It was a nice short day. The first thing, well, let's do breakfast, is our Monte Cristo. Our Monte Cristo breakfast casserole. Monte Cristo breakfast casserole. All the carbs will be on the screen. For lunch, our little Fathead dough buns. I'm going to have to cut my Boca burgers like in halves or quarters or something to make them fit, but I'll make it work. You know what a Boca burger looks like. I'm not going to pull it out of the freezer. And I'll put some onion and lettuce and, you know, mayonnaise and stuff like that on it. And then for snack, our various little roll-ups. So hopefully this will help keep me on low carb track this week. And I will see you on my next video.